and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire in the Oceania DLC on the Artica class planet on hard difficulty, which I think this is actually the first full game I will have played on hard difficulty, when we win or lose. Around 110, we got 4 decisions. And we got the VP that we promised our faction, so they're happy. And we completed Goth Small Arms. Why not rush to get that implemented into the troops? It's not as make or break as the combat armor was. Okay, we'll go for something like that.
Order acknowledged.
Slow the eco tech down a little bit, but I think we can go for that. Oh, and apparently research for ecotechs we have focused on discovery. Which I should about face, because we've got everything discovered. We need to actually research stuff. Yeah. Other way around.
Yes, sir.
Military tech. So we just finished the infantry weapon. So we got 3 of the 4 in engineering. Though apparently we've had spread havoc from neighboring zones as well, which is not usually how that works. Maybe we're not pulling things like heavy combat armor. Or the charged Gauss instead of the regular Gauss. We're not going to bother with skirts. We're already researching heavy industry. Might do rocketry guided. We'll do rocketry. It's going to be telescopic guided and rocketry, and rocketry is locking type of unit we can find. Apparently we haven't unlocked the bazooka, but we've got the weapon the bazooka uses at this point, so it'll get discovered at some point.
Going in. All clear, sir.
There we go. Enemy defeated. Everything's got movement. Let's ship the guys back to the road. Because honestly, if these guys are not enough, I think we have a different problem. Clear out what's left up here. Then just throw more guys at the problem.
Going in. Operation successful.
Okay, so now we don't need... Well, if we want to keep people up here, it would be to spread them out in preparation for war with them, which I don't think we're really in a rush to do. So construction report-wise, we finished a bunch of solar panels, and we should probably just turn around and start upgrading them again. Because my attempted solution at food production requires a lot of electrical power, and I didn't account for that. So we got a severe electrical shortage.
Yes. Yes.
We got a decent amount of scrap here. So let's go and also, to try to get a little bit more power going, let's get a scavenging furnace going.
Yes.
Expand that solar field as well. So we got the 3 replacement solar fields queued up, got a scavenging furnace queued up. Working on expanding that one. Workstation apparently is the thing that got delayed, which is probably fine. Some amount of delays, which are fine. Okay.
Prepare for evasive Get out! Let's go. Operation successful.
Not exactly applicable right now. There's a volcano. Volcano is a source of power. Yeah, pushing these guys southeast. Decent possibility we'll actually hit the end of the proverbial road here soon. Okay, now I need, what, from a construction standpoint, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, about 1,000. IP should allow us to make sure everything gets built. Oh, I don't own the truck station here. I'm like, why can't I upgrade the truck station? Because you don't own it. And now I own it. So now I can upgrade it. There we go. Assuming that's a city we're going to want to take at some point. So, pre-deploying some troops over to there. Because for the moment, I don't think we need more down here. And I think the logistics over here isn't good, but isn't bad. Yeah. Because we're having to bring it over from the capital on just sealed roads. So we're going to try to pull these guys out. About face, go back the way you came from, basically. Down the road. As these guys are able to move. We are going to want to at some point hold the border over here as well, but we're going to put higher quality, well, the existing stuff on the eastern border, because there's more valuable stuff on the eastern border. Don't know how many people's in this city. Assuming there's some people in this city. In fact, actually, if anything, it's just telling us there's the 5,500 there. Whereas this city used to be these guys' the Freelock Reich's capital. As you can see, it's called Freelock. So there's 100,000 people there. If we're going to war, we probably want 100,000 people rather than the empty ruined city. So if it's unplanned declaration of war, or only minimally planned, we want all the good troops on the other border. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move over to the east, as time permits. Zones. A commercial project, which is probably going to be most valuable.
Affirmative.
You. Archaeological survey.
Yes, sir.
Bad roll, didn't find anything. We have a decent amount of money. We have a large demand for industrial power, so we'll go ahead and try to roll some more industrial power up. 256, so it was a particularly great roll. But definitely been a worse roll. And then we'll hold on to the rest of the political power. And then we get back to building roads. So 300 over there. Get 200 over there. Get a little bit there. And a little bit there. And I probably just overspent on the IP. Whoops. Well, it's been spent. Can't unspend it once you spend it. Okay, cycle that turn. Oh, I should double check to see if I've maxed out that supply base. Got 2 citizens around 111. Okay, so we had someone 159. We'll accept it. It's just something that's plausible. Rogue Doctor. Do nothing or close it down. These are cooperating oversight as a non-official business. Let's just do nothing for now. Our guy is not good enough to reliably get rid of him, and no point in failing and just causing an uproar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did I actually delay the construction? Possibly, probably. Okay, finish the scavenging furnace. That's a good source of more power. We'll buy us a little bit more power time, or a little bit more power output by upgrading it again. Oh, we can upgrade this one as well.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll let everything else build. And we won't build any more roads because I probably spent too much on the last turn, so we don't got the industrial power to do much more. We'll leave the walker over here. Oh, actually, I missed a hex. March the walker over to that hex then. That's a good place to send him. Yep, spreading out over the area. Don't have any surplus industrial power on spend to build roads to its turn. Got a bunch of stuff we need to build. Suppose we're down to strategic redeployment stuff. So then the question is, how much can we move before we use up all the logistics points? Not much. Though, as we move farther out, because the logistics burden will go down from moving the stuff out of the area, it'll go up and up and up. Okay, that's as much of a strategic move for the moment. Assume we pulled, oh, we haven't. Let's call you up.
Yeah.
Buy the people. Got an easy amount of metal, so we'll sell
Yes,
metal. And rare earth metal.
Yes,
Get some money, because the money's getting a little low. Apparently we're low on food, so we'll buy 1,000 credits of food.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I do know 1,000 credits of food.
Yes, sir.
And we'll cycle the turn. Nugent Flats, we killed 500 infantry in defense, gained 3 decisions, round 112. And apparently we had a quest to get a certain level of enforcement. We didn't. If for no reason, then we basically ended up getting swapped over to commerce from change in circumstance. Corp tech isn't that bad.
Affirmative.
Copy that.
Okay, industry's looking a little bit better. Finish the bureaucratic office. Until we solve the power issue, we're not going to rebuild that. High command's, or not going to continue expanding that. High command's looking fine. Reputation went fine. All the power went expanded fine. A lot of it should actually kick in next. Well, a lot of it will finish next turn. It'll then properly kick in the turn after. We'll probably still need more power. we were running the local wildlife in the mountains. There we go. Old complex. Okay, not the sort of hex pack I was thinking of. When I heard old complex, I was thinking of something like a refugee camp. That hex perk is very different from just a random refugee camp. Pay 3 there. 5 into there, and that's about as far as I probably want to go. So we'll be moving down mostly this one. Which I suppose is the more important one to get to, because we want to keep the Hess. Okay, we're not seeing exactly where the border is in here. Hess has a border in here, somewhere between them and the non-line. Though they're probably slowly losing if they're actively fighting. What if they are actively fighting? No. Oh no, the Hans is the one they're at war. They're not at war with the other one. They're at war with this one, so this one's the one shrinking. So yeah, we're kind of in the rush to get over there. Not necessarily to stop these guys from expanding into it, but to keep them from... when they die, they're going to let the area get exposed to being taken by someone else. We'd prefer that not to be the case. We don't like how quickly we went through that food.
Copy that.
Use efficiently drive to grab some money. Buy all the food. Maybe, because food's getting a little bit pricey, maybe not that much food. Like 3K for food. Oops. Yeah, like that.
Yes, sir.
As you can see, as we get more and more stuff out, it gets easier and easier to get more stuff out. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easy to get everything out, but that's just status of the reality here. Okay. So that's that bit. This is new road. We already moved you guys in relation to it, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. And we'll cycle a turn again, see how the new completion of constructions kicks in. It may take 2 turns, actually, for it to kick in. I think it has to complete, and then you get the effects following turn, right? So... Round 1 of 3, we have 3 decisions. Yeah, we're going to that food real fast.
Acknowledged.
I'm going to refuse that demand. Don't think we're ready for that.
Acknowledged.
Especially with the food crashing like a rock.
Copy that.
And yeah, most of that, in theory, finished construction. Done, 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 done. Except for the command palace, the truck station, and one of the solar panel fields didn't complete. We are going to queue up immediate upgrades for both scavenging furnaces, because we're thinking is power is the problem we're running into. So we can solve the power problem. Hopefully that will solve other problems.
Yes.
I think that's the one that we're in the middle of upgrading. And then he finished? Okay.
I'm on it.
Completed 5 things. The truck station we're not going to immediately go and upgrade. So I was just going to do an upgrade of the existing ones. It should be the exact same 5. Oh, it's the quartz flats is the last one to upgrade. Upgrade you to 4? Yeah.
Affirmative.
Because I'm low on money, we're not going to buy any people this turn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and cycle one more turn. We'll see if... Well, actually, let's... Got troops to move. Let's move the troops first. And then we'll cycle one more turn and see if that makes the difference. Strategic move. You to that end, and you to that end. Okay, I got the entire brigade over there. We'll start spacing them out in a moment. Maybe next turn, actually. Not complete rush to get them to all be somewhere. Nope, that's the limit. Strategic redeployment for the moment, it looks like. Oh, well, the MG ones are a little bit too heavy, so we got one more of the light one out. Pushing down over here. Looks like it's going pretty well. At some point, we're just gonna have to bite the bullet and go across the glaciers, but that's not right now. But say not today. Well, to some degree, it has been today. We pushed across some of the glaciers today, but we're not going all the way across all the glaciers today.
Let's go.
Here's this. Guys like us.
Okay. This unit, if we got enough to deploy it, it's going to want to deploy it along the border here. Oh, and those ones arrived by strategic redeployment this turn, so they got a little bit more armor traction points to get in here, where I want them to go. But yeah, we should be able to get from here to here with the 4th motorized. And then when the war starts, it'll sort of push forward across that entire frontage. So yeah, let's cycle the turn, see how much the improvements in solar power and scrap burning has done to improve the economy. Took a little bit of losses on that, so our rifle militia lost 100 to get 400 the other guys. Okay, so we're making a lot more power. Whether or not things are running back at full speed or is maybe a different question. Okay, we still got a big power shortage, is a bit of a big food shortage is a bit of an issue. I think at this point we're trying to switch it back over to commerce, so we're gonna refuse that demand because I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okie dokie.
At least not in a reasonable time span.
Affirmative.
Okay. Strike card, nation. We have a efficiency drive, so let's roll it. I got some credits that we can use to buy some food. So we can sell metal. And the other metal.
Yes, sir.
That brought us up to about 5,000, 6,000. We don't really need water, we do need food. Buy like 3,000 credits worth of food. It happens to be about 3,000 food.
Yes, sir.
Last couple more turns before the food runs out. Again.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Partially doing that on various places in the hopes that the civilians will build me some farms. Not for me to nationalize, but just so I can get farm tax revenue off of them. Town customs, that's kind of not what we want. Surveillance station. Apparently nothing down there. You'd build some dome farms. Got a pretty big debt, so you're not going to be delivering it anytime soon, but anyhow, we can see the power issues here. Oops. Because I think the zones take first, right? This zone doesn't have any power production. This zone has a power shortfall. 1100 could optimally use, and it only had 560 something to consume. Yeah. It consumes 364. 318 was actually available, so consume that. The discrepancy between those two, production and consumption, is the new power. And this one's actually able to make enough power. Cool. Yeah, okay. So, we're just a whole 400 power short from making things work. That's a problem. That's a problem we're working on, but that's a problem. And that's this hydroponics eating all our power. Didn't count for the fact this was it's more work efficient, it's more water efficient, but oh, it's not more power efficient. 300 energy to work the thing. Not the entire deficit, but it's a lot of the deficit. And we got problems with I've been upgrading the other stuff, so jump to tier here, so that's another 50 power. Oh, and I'm in the middle of jumping the tier again, which is another 100 power. Oof. Okay. And then the bureaucracy, if we can find it. Also pretty power hungry when it gets going. Yeah, okay. That's where all those problems are coming from. Solvable problems, but takes time to solve. That is a problem set in and of itself. Okay, industrial-wise, we still got more roads we can build. Scooch a little bit along there, scooch a little bit along there. Scooch, and I think we're gonna split. We can go down both sides of these glaciers, as long as a little bit more off both sides. Going down both the left and the right side on this one should basically allow us to get this middle bit in here. We're up to 37.7, so we're only 1% victory score off of the leader. I think they're catching up on population, but we're catching up on planet, so it's a little bit neck and neck going on there. Okay, so I think this is where we're going to go ahead and probably call it for the stream. We're definitely making progress. Although so I do want to make sure we're pretty much done for the turn. So every little bit I forgot. Well, remember a front that I didn't quite check, didn't get around to checking. So I'm go flopping over that front and doing a little bit of. Well, it might be a little bit of tedium work, to be fair. But yeah, this is going to kind of go around here, come down there. Probably don't. Hopefully need to fight on the glacier deep down in here. We'll circle the guy out here, destroy him, and then back out. And that is the Republican. He's down around there. Okay. Oh, he's coming west across the glaciers. So I won't have to build all the way across the glaciers because he's going to come to us instead, which isn't super great. A little bit in here that we'll be able to grab, but then I think we're going to actually hit a border again. That's one of the reasons we're starting to spread out like this in preparation for a war. Probably over using the IP a little bit there. Okay, let's get back to strategic moving. So this is member of the 8th. That one. Member of the 8th. Member of the 1st. The tankster is going to be too heavy to move. My truck for the moment. Member of the 3rd. Okay, so slowly working the way down, and then we'll sort of splay them out over across the border over here. Yep, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and put the port break in. So, just to recap, we are moving towards victory. We're definitely catching up on the number 1. We're only 1 victory point off of him, and that's been mostly via just expanding planetary control. Because we've been sitting around about half the world population since we took over the city in the north in the last stream. But we've been, as much as he's sort of catched up with us with population, which is not very much, we mostly caught up in, we started to catch up in planet to sort of match his population ratio. So we're almost 1-to-1 with him. And then, yeah, we got 2 majors out there that are basically at this point minors. I don't think we're in a good position to take stuff from either of them. It might hypothetically, if we knew where the city was in here, we might try to go for the city in there, but we don't. So it's not worth the effort for the moment. Oh, I've got 1,000 colonists. Let's go here. Yes. Let's go here until
Affirmative.
the civilian population is 3 times the workforce. They're not liking the low quality of the zone. We're having low quality of the zone because there's, you know, power issues. Power issues will solve themselves eventually, hopefully. Okay, that's where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in and end the stream. I'm going to quickly save, put a stream save in. This is the 3rd stream. I believe it's the 3rd stream. It's the 3rd stream. Should be saved. So if you're watching YouTube, assuming everything continues as planned, there will be another part for you by tomorrow because we'll have recorded the next part for you by then. I record on a 5-day cycle between 5 different games. So the next stream should be in 5 days if you're watching on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, that should, because I've recorded 5 in this session, be like 2 nights before, because the first session I recorded 6 to get an extra day ahead. Then it was 5, and this was 5, so it should be like 2 nights before. By the time you're watching this one, the next recording should have already been recorded because it would have been recorded the night before. If you're watching on Twitch, again, check the schedule. I try to keep it up to date, at least a couple days out, on what will be coming up on the next couple days. Assuming nothing changes, tomorrow should be Field Glory Empires. We're going to continue that game as Rome. And if you're watching on Twitch, that should presumably be... Some of that should already be uploaded to YouTube by now. Day after that will be Europe Universalis 4. We're going to finish probably breaking the HRE. We'll see how quickly it takes to actually mop up the remaining powers once the HRE is broken. Because at that point it will be really hard for anyone to build a real coalition against us. So that's sort of sneaking off towards world domination at that point. After that will be Factorio. The day after that will be Factorio. Going around trying to get stuff going to the point where I think we can get a Quello working. Which that requires imports. Surprisingly requires a lot of imports. Unlike a lot of the other planets where you can do a lot of stuff locally, you need to take stuff to Quello and work with the cold and importing. Day after that will be the Long Dark. Mostly probably going to be working on the trading quest in the Long Dark. We'll see how that goes. And the day after that we'll be back to this. So with that, if you've been watching on Twitch, that's sort of the upcoming Twitch schedule. If it's not quite up to date. If you're watching on YouTube, that should give you an idea of what's getting recorded and when. Though if you're watching that on YouTube, most of that recording probably should have already happened. So it might be a little bit different if you want to come see it getting recorded live on Twitch, which the username on Twitch is willcall. On YouTube, it's willcall100. They're basically the same name. I've had willcall100 on YouTube for longer than I've had the Twitch username, and I wasn't able to get 100 on the end of it. So it's willcall100, or it's willcall on Twitch, and it's willcall100 on YouTube. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or the next stream. With that, have a good day. Bye for now.